What's going on, everybody? It's Zach here, and happy Saturday night. What's been going on? So, if you guys watched the last live video, really not a whole lot has changed. I got the engine kind of tore down, if you will. I tried to tap this valve to get it to come back, but unfortunately it's bottomed out and it's stuck in there good. So through my research and a lot of your nice comments, those valves get bent due to heat, and now that I have this side cover off, you can see just how oily and nasty the side of this motor is, well, the whole motor. So I'm gonna have to get some degreaser, spray this down, and get it all cleaned up, because I believe that when we first did the oil change, there wasn't a whole lot of oil in it, and the fact that it's just covered, all the cooling fins are covered in oil and everything, so I think that it all kind of combined to make this valve bent right here. If you guys remember, this valve right here is bad. These on this side are still okay, like they're both working. I just got that push rod off of there. But this side is junk. So I thought I just removed this red cover, which has the pull start on it, and we're going to pull this off. And we're going to see what the damage is. I don't know. So I wanted to do it live though, because I forgot to bring the camera out here again. But I really haven't been doing much on this throughout the week. I've actually... Sam and I have just ordered, as of Friday, our new carpet and linoleum for the house, and I had a soft spot by the door, and so as you can see, I got cut pieces of wood here and stuff, so I've been fixing that this week, and then actually finished it this morning, and then slept for a few hours, and now we're back up. So all right. Let's pull it off. Hopefully it comes off. There it is. Something fell. All right, let's investigate. So there is our valve. This one that's sticking up is the one that's bad. What I'm more concerned about is the head of this piston. We got to keep this. We're going to reorder these gaskets. They actually look pretty good. But we're going to order them up anyways. And let's check out the head of the piston. Obviously some junk fell in there. It actually doesn't look like it got beat up at all, which makes me very happy. Let's lightly rotate it. Bring it up here. There you go. The head of that thing looks great. Don't you guys think so? I think it looks good. We're just going to raise it right up to the top there, so I can wipe some junk off of that. Yeah, that piston is beautiful. Oh, that makes me happy. I did not want to dig into it any further than really this, to be honest. Looks good and clean, which is very surprising. So that is a sigh of relief. I have to grab, looks like we lost two of the bolts. The two bottom bolts fell down in there. So yeah, you guys can get a good idea here on just how gross this motor is. And now that it's finally warming up, I think I can get the hose going again. And I'll probably get some degreaser and really spray it in here, get this thing cleaned up. I don't know why that side is super greasy. I don't know. Probably my dad suggested we pull both of these and replace gaskets and stuff, and I think that's a good idea because, yeah. All right. Let's see if we can maybe tap this thing out. in a little metal corner here. Oh, that is so stuck in there. I don't know if I can do this live. So this is probably the reason why we were a little bit low on power. Oop. Yeah, you can actually look in there. Let me set this up. If you look at it just right, you can actually kind of see the bend in it. Maybe you guys can see that. I can see it using my eyes here, but you can see it has a little bit of a bow like this. She's really stuck in there. So what actually happened was I was tapping on this, and then I got a socket that fit over the spring, being that it was all the way down, and I tapped on it for a while to see if I could get the spring tension to pop it back up. And the little clip ended up sliding out, or I think they're like a C-clip though, which is surprising, but regardless, the clip fell off, and then the spring fell off too. So we'll order, obviously, new valves. I might as well do both. In fact, all four. And yeah, so there we go. So that is what it looks like, and this is actually like super duper simple, the way that this thing came apart. So I was worried that I'd have to recompress the rings and everything else, but just the top comes off, so that works out for me. A little sooty. It was actually stuck in the close position. Want me to wiggle the valve? Okay. Sorry, I gotta get you guys in focus here. So this one moves pretty good. But yeah, I think I'm gonna obviously be doing both sides, and you reorder all of this. This is like can't remember what the technical term is, side to side. There's really not much play in it, but we'll rebuild all of this, gaskets and everything. This gasket looks decent. You know, it's not like royally messed up. So we'll reorder all of it. We'll get this really cleaned up good. If you guys have just tuned in, that's the top of it, and you can see that the piston's looking great. I was really concerned that the piston would be garbage, but it looks good. It's not even super, there's not like a ton of carbon on it or anything of that nature, but you can see all the oil that's just stuck to everything here. So what do you guys think? What do you think? What would cause all that oil? I mean, what's your opinion? I have to pull this side off. See, when I was working on it initially, I noticed that side had a lot of oil seepage on it, and if you will. So then, yeah, and then this happened. But I really do think that valve is in there, and I think I changed the oil. That's one of the first things I did. So I don't know why it would have happened while I was running it. So possibly it was before, possibly it was now, but it really didn't. When I took it on that test drive, it ran the same. It kind of bogged down, but I did replace the fuel filter and cleaned out the carb again. So I think it was like this, and that would explain why I was kind of low on power, and I was having a little bit of a hard time tuning it. So someone asked about the lip at the very top. Oops, gotta get it so it's rotated right here. And there isn't really any sort of lip at all. You can see the wear there. But yeah, man, got some. Sorry guys, I just gotta manage this for a minute here. There we go. Sorry, had to take care of Mr. Michael Jones. Sorry guys. Only helpful stuff. All right. Well, we got that side off. I suppose I'll have to take the other side off. But just have to order up some parts and button her back together and see how it runs, how it drives. I'm thinking it'll be a lot better now. Kind of diagnosed that problem. I'm really happy that we found it though, because that's something that would really be bad to lock up out in the woods. So yeah, here's what the spark plug on this side looked like. Really not that bad, but for a couple dollars I will get some new ones. These are Champions. Yep. So what's going on here in the chat? Yeah, more power is better. You're right about that. Yeah. I guess this is a really good view for anybody that's wondering what all gets crammed in here. If you guys remember the knocking noise that was kind of happening, I thought it was the clutch, which the clutch really did need a rebuild. Those lead weights were really smushed up. But what it actually ended up being is from the motor rocking. The exhaust is similar to like a snowmobile where it has the spring connection there, but this vibrates and makes that knocking noise. And it went away pretty good when I was running it and it was doing it, and so I just held this down and it stopped it. But that could have been an indication that it was firing, it wasn't running very smoothly, and that was causing the motor to rock a little bit. So I guess in a weird way, we'll find out if this could have all been because of that valve. Yeah, and I'm also going to order new little, they're like these little rubber gaskets for the top of the overhead valve cover. Like little rubber brass bushing things that go in there. Order that, degrease this whole thing, and then run the hose and just let it run. Clean it out a little bit. We should be ready to rock and roll. Pray to the valve god. Yeah, so let's just take another peek. So very interesting, and I'm really glad that I found it. It actually looks burnt in a sort of way. This sits on there like this, so this would have been the intake side and this is the exhaust side, and it was all the way closed. And I mean, like, this thing is really in there, so I don't think it was really firing on this cylinder at all. I don't see how it could be. There's no movement in it, and I really want to hit that thing with a hammer, but I don't want to do any more damage. So, yeah. So once this is done, to answer Travis Williams' question, he said, what are you going to do once this is done? Once this is done, when we were at the hospital visiting baby Bridget, my grandpa, obviously my dad's been talking to my grandpa and stuff, and my grandpa knows I've been working and wrenching on this thing, and he said that his four-wheeler has a squeak. One of the bearings might be bad in the, I think it's coming from the rear end. It could be anything. He says he really doesn't know what it could be. And what was the video? My dad put up a video, I don't know if it was on Northern Seclusion or on this channel, where he's pulling the four-wheeler out of the back lean-to. If you guys get the chance, check that video out. You can hear the squeak. And once this is finished and complete, we'll get it back And then from there, I'll be returning my dad's 8x10 trailer, and I'll be taking my 4x8 to pick up my grandpa's four-wheeler. That's why I bought these nice new ramps. If you guys remember, I was tinkering with those. So I got these nice new ramps because my trailer doesn't have ramps, and I needed it. And then I'll do my grandpa's four-wheeler. And at that point then, I got too many trailers and my truck's parked behind here. I can't get out my other trailer, and I have to do leaves and stuff in my yard. Plus I got landscaping projects, and like I said, we got carpet coming and linoleum coming in the next few weeks, and I was fixing the soft spot in the floor and a bunch of stuff. So this is probably one of my busier times of year, and in the middle of the winter when I grabbed this thing, I wasn't busy at all, and now it's crunch time. I have to get this thing buttoned up. I have to get it out of here because I have a lot of other stuff that needs to get done. So yeah. All right. That's the explanation. So once this is done, now I want to remind you guys, the transmission and reverse thing is still not 100% figured out, because I had fixed what I thought was the issue with the reverse. I think there's too much slop in the shifter. This actually has really good light. This little bolt that goes through here, I replaced that, and it still has some slop, but before, when you push it all the way over, it would hit against the plastic cover, and it feels really, really good now. Except for, I was gonna go take it out, and I was just gonna adjust the valves and then take it out the next day, and here we are. So if this goes together good, and if the reverse is good, it'll be ready to rock. But there is still the chance that reverse is not right, and we have to remove the whole transmission, which is that'll be weeks to do that and get the parts ordered, but one step at a time. So don't be shy now, we want to see the carpet go in as well. Well, yeah, carpet will be a little bit. Like I said, we just ordered it and got paid up on Friday, and the linoleum, whatever, laminate floor, whatever it is going to be here on like the 13th of this month, and then that has to go in, and then the carpet has to go in, and stuff like that. So when are we going to the cabin? Too much work. That's a good question. I believe opening fishing is the date. I don't know if I'm going to make it up there this year. I have a lot of stuff around here that I need to take care of, and stuff like that. So, oh yeah, and I want to make an adjustment to the brakes. You can actually adjust these brakes. I was looking it up. I don't know if it's behind this cap here or where, but there's a little cap that you pop, and then you can make adjustments to a bolt behind there and adjust the tension. Because when we were out rocking around, it pulls a little bit to the right, but we have brand new brake pads in here, and so I wanted to loosen it just enough to where it drives nice and straight down the road, and it's been pulling to the right for as long as I can remember. So I want to make sure that I fix that as well. I think it might be right behind this cap. So just a few more things and we'll be ready to rock. But boy, oh boy. Well, once I'm done here in a couple minutes, we're going to get this cover pulled and get that head pulled off as well. Get all those little parts ordered, and we should be back in business. But I don't see any sort of reason why I need to rip into this any further. That other piston, I'm going to say, is going to be good because that side's working flawlessly. And yeah. All right. Well, there is your update, guys. We're going to keep on wrenching. I'll turn the lights on for you, though. I think we have a couple more lights coming, too. Oh, look at the beautiful lights. I love these LEDs. They are just really bright. They're great. This thing is a monster with those. Makes me happy. So you guys can definitely, I'm trying to get this thing buttoned up before opening fishing, which is Mother's Day. I'd like to get it get it done and get it out of here within the next 3-4 weeks. Time will tell. See if we can get all these parts. Yeah. All right, guys, that is the update. So